So, about a year ago, I installed NixOS on my computer and I made a video about it. And for the most time, this was mostly what I had done with NixOS in the past year. You see, I was dual booting with OpenSUSE, which I use basically every day. But all good things come to an end. And one fateful day, a system upgrade involving NVIDIA drivers completely and utterly destroyed OpenSUSE. So where I was, my regular Linux distribution completely fried, but NixOS was still sitting patiently on my hard drive, luring me in with promises of stability and replicability in my time of turmoil. To make a long story short, I actually used NixOS in the past months, and I think I'm ready to give a first semi-informed retrospective of using it as an everyday operating system. So let's jump in. I am currently using NixOS on 3 computers: my main desktop PC, my laptop and my living room entertainment PC. I basically use the desktop every day. It's where I do my working from home, my CAD and 3D modeling, game development and gaming, as well as some media consumption, mainly YouTube. It's a dual screen setup and it has the dreaded NVIDIA graphics card that always causes me a lot of trouble with Linux. Then where is my laptop? It's an old ThinkPad which I use when I leave home for some longer journeys. It's mainly used for media consumption and a bit of developing and light gaming. And finally the living room PC that is hooked up to a projector and used for watching videos, controlled by a trusty wireless keyboard. It's Spanish because that was $5 cheaper. I'm currently using what is called a dendritic setup of NixOS, which roughly means that you define features that you want to have and then activate these for specific machines and accounts. This makes it quite nice to configure multiple machines with possibly multiple users in a clean way. Though it is nice, I only use the dendritic setup for my main PC and the laptop, because frankly I just did not do any system maintenance on the home entertainment PC. If we are talking about NixOS as an operating system, it has been an absolutely smooth ride with mostly no complications actually. Especially with the usage of the dendritic pattern, it's just so easy to add and activate new features that it can become kind of addictive. Updating is easy and stress-free, and I know that I will boot to a functioning desktop afterwards, even if I use NVIDIA. This alone is worth so much to me at least. If I want to install something, I just quickly Google how to do it, and most of the time I find a guide setting up some more options than just the bare install. This way I get to explore and enjoy options I never bothered with on any other systems. This way I could easily set up multiple desktop sessions, for example Neary and Cinnamon. Using Home Manager and Stylix, everything gets a nice consistent theme applied. Then I switch over to my laptop and it's absolutely coherent with my main PC in features and looks. That to me is quite amazing. Then again, I want to use my PCs for other things than just configuring my PCs. And here I can also say that I really do not need to touch the config that much after a while. Depending on what I am doing at the moment, I may decide to permanently add some new programs, but that is often a matter of 5 minutes. So all in all, NixOS mostly just works and doesn't get in your way. Of course, not all is sunshine and rainbows. First is the matter of configuration. Figuring out how to switch to a dendritic setup was quite hard for me personally. Then again, I'm also not so comfortable with the Nix language itself. Though it was quite the head scratcher at the beginning, I'm glad I invested the time in retrospective, but I wish it was easier somehow. I generally do not fear system updates anymore, but I want to address a few points regarding them. The most notable for me is that sometimes there can be an unresolved build failure which stops the entire system update. Depending on the gravity of the bug, you may need to wait weeks to update, which is not ideal. I'm really grateful for all the hard work of the package maintainers, so I'm sad to see that such complications can slip through somehow and sour the experience for some people. Then, sometimes a system update fails a few times and then another time everything builds correctly. This is not super bad, but rather more surprising to me, because I thought the update system to be somewhat more deterministic. While NixOS has been a rock-solid operating system through all my time using it, some programs again showed that non-determinism. For example, Orca Slicer, a program for 3D printing, did not work correctly on my computer for a while. Basically, the 3D view did not render, making it quite unusable. I tried a lot of tricks with environmental flags, NixLD and so on, but in the end nothing worked. Then, after another normal update, it suddenly works out of the box. Normally this is a very good thing, but now I always have in the back of my mind the possibility that one day there could be a random regression making another important program unusable. As an example of exactly that, I want to mention BeamNG Drive. Not an indispensable program for me, of course, but somehow through a NixOS update I lost a lot of performance and also acquired a few graphics glitches. This again is very curious to me and also sad, as I wanted to show BeamNG as a very nice example of how easy gaming on Linux and especially NixOS is, even when you add virtual reality and funny peripherals like steering wheels. Maybe after I publish this video, someone can tell me that I did something wrong, that these problems arose solely due to user error. I would gladly hear that. As best as I can tell at the moment though, you need to be prepared that some random programs will have some random problems which may or may not resolve themselves with more updates. Then I have a few small gripes with setting up things like VS Code and extensions, which I guess I would rather do by point and click instead of writing configs for that particular part of my system. But now we are properly in the territory of personal preferences, so I will leave it at that. In summary, you have to acknowledge that this OS is not for beginners and you need to sacrifice some initial setup comfort for the compounding benefits of having a stable, tailor-made configuration. I personally really enjoy NixOS despite the problems I had so far. I enjoy that it is stable, that I know it will turn on and not destroy itself. I enjoy that I can take my configuration to any new PC I will get, which for me might happen more often than for others. And that is basically it. I know this was mostly an opinion piece, but I hope you could gain something from it. Until the next time, bye.